Alright, YouTube, lots of weird stuff going on with regards to the PewDiePie's a racist, Nazi bigot sort of stuff. We've gotten to that happy point at which people who primarily make joke videos and just do a lot of jump cuts are now Hitler too. So at this point, every single person on the globe is Adolf Hitler. Bernie Sanders, he's Hitler. Clinton's Hitler. Everyone's Hitler. Everyone's a Nazi. Can we just give up the shtick and just all reveal the fact that we've got swastika tattoos or something at this point? Because it's really gotten that far at this point. It's amazing. It's insane. But you saw PewDiePie's reaction to the way the media was trying to crucify him, and once again, a little bit of Trumpite strategy there. Of course, attack the media while apologizing to your fans, good move. And then at the end, attacking the legacy media again. You can't go wrong with it. I mean, legacy media, legacy entertainment, they're all dying off anyway. And he explained himself well. And I think he probably understands now what some people have said for some time, which is, yeah, the corporate media is corrupt. It doesn't like competition. They're not going after him because they actually think he's a Nazi. They don't actually think that. It's all a bunch of clickbait. What are they doing? They're trying to destroy someone who competes on a massive level. He's got more than 50 million subscribers. YouTube is now a major competitor with TV media, TV entertainment, TV news, sports, everything. The internet, social media-driven internet usage, because it is so massively interconnected and has so many different personalities on it, is now outcompeting the entire corporate media establishment. You go to like the website, the YouTube pages for CNN, Fox News or something, they get far, far less subscribers than PewDiePie has. They get far, far less subscribers. It's like I surpassed MTV News myself. All sorts of people. You know, they got 500,000 subscribers. They got 10 million subscribers or something. CNN, Fox News, I don't even think they have, like, what is it, a few 100,000. CNN is a little more, MSNBC and all these groups. Even, like, the alt media, like the early wave alt media from, like, the Zeitgeist era, like RT or Al Jazeera, even they have less than something like that. So that's what's happening. That's the state of the world today. Naturally, these groups, they want censorship because the more they can censor internet content, the more they can dumb down their competitors to their same level. In which case, they can outcompete them. They've got more money. The real problem right now for the news networks, as far as political analysis, current events go, and the real problem for like the standard TV shows, like the reality TV shows and stuff like that, is that they're held to an entirely different standard, much more censored, much less free, and much more inefficient and expensive than people who sit in front of a webcam. Even people like PewDiePie, he's probably invested tens of thousands of dollars in his studio setup. But it's still way, way cheaper than what like CNN has to do or something like that. If he started analyzing the news, they'd all be out of a job, essentially, because he's starting from the top. And so now he finally realizes what their strategy truly is. Their strategy is to censor anybody. It doesn't matter that he's simply an entertainer, that he's not really talking about politics or news or anything else. The type of entertainment is totally different from the sort of stuff that they tend to do. He's not sitting there making, hour-long documentaries or something like that. But they're going to try to attack him anyway. They're going to try to attack every major YouTuber, all the way on down to people with fewer than 100,000 subscribers. If you think, oh, I've only got like, I'm a blip on the radar, I've only got 500 subscribers, nobody's going to come after me. They're going to make an example of the most popular YouTubers, the most popular Facebook pages, the most popular Twitter accounts, the most popular everything. People who don't toe the line of political correctness, occasionally make an off-color joke. They're going to try to label them Nazis, they're going to try to label them racist and sexist and homophobic and everything else under the sun. And then they're going to say, this is a systemic problem, we need more censorship online. That's what they're going to try to do. So I've got a suggestion that he probably doesn't even really need, because he seems to be doing just fine, honestly, as far as his strategy's going, because he's got him riled up again. I watched his video. I queued up here to make a response. I said, well, I'll do that like in 5 minutes or something. I want to, check Facebook first. I go on there, what's the first goddamn thing I see? The very first thing that I see posted there is a Salon article saying, oh, he's getting what he deserves now and with a picture of him from a video he himself referenced in his response, where he dressed up as a soldier. He's looking at Hitler's speech, and it was sort of mocking the media at the time when he made this. And they use that as the front picture to insinuate, he's a Nazi, he's an evil person, he's a bigot, there's something wrong with him. It's a dog whistle to the alt-right, it's a dog whistle to the Nazis. My suggestion to him, if I could give him any suggestion at all, is to go on a full frontal attack against these people. Completely lay waste to the corporate media. You have tens of millions of fans, many of which are in the United States. Simply tell them the truth. Make an informative video, something, 15, 20 minutes long. Point to their popularity and denigrate it. Point to their long track history, irrespective of their political affiliations, and this is the case with British media too. Point to their long track record of completely misleading people. Point to the similarities between what we see now with them trying to apply more and more censorship to what we got maybe back, like after 9/11 here in the US, and I'm sure it happened in the UK as well, where he's residing, or Sweden, where he's from. After that, they're trying to go after people's library records, and they're trying to take stuff off the radio because it has an unpatriotic message and stuff like that. Take TV shows down that made jokes about Islam or whatever. It's so censored. It's so politically correct. You're watching TV. You're watching something that's been scrubbed by the makers. Then it's been scrubbed by those that are producing it. Then it's been scrubbed a third time by the FCC before it's finally slapped on in cut-up form and basically unrecognizable from anything that's actually entertaining or informative. Corporate news. People go out with a clear bias in mind, instructed by those that command them. They go out to dig up a story, conduct actual journalism light. They get the story. They take all their notes down. They get their clips and their recordings and so forth. They take it back to the media offices. They take it back to the studio to slap it together for the next day. Then their manager tells them what to do and what not to do. Then some higher boss does the same thing, and they retract it if the head corporate offices don't like it, and it complies with the FCC, and it complies with the CEO, and it complies with all the shareholders, and maximizing revenue and all of these other things. So while I don't watch his material regularly, I had to watch this one because it's, exploding across the internet already, let's face it. I had to watch this one. I don't watch PewDiePie's content regularly, but I can still respect him. He cut himself off, probably on purpose, from a fairly lucrative corporate deal in order to just appeal to his regular fans. That takes some degree of balls to do. Even if you're already making a lot of money, I'm sure it's a temptation. When Disney comes forward and starts saying, hey, work for us. Here's a nice $500,000 to get you started. Oh, you want a limo ride? You want a helicopter ride? How about a second-gen private jet or something? Oh, you want a tank? We can get you one of those. They're cheap over there in Ukraine right now. We'll fix it up for you and have it flown in and dropped into your backyard or something like that. It takes some degree of fortitude to turn away from that kind of money, I'm sure. I can think of some other YouTubers who will remain unnamed who did start sucking the corporate cock and completely tempered everything they were saying, up to and including the point at which they mobilized their subscribers to attack people that were calling them out for it. Why do you think I avoid all that myself? I don't even take ad revenue. I'd be scared to at this point, because you leave yourself open when you're sucking the corporate cock like that, even if it's just Google's AdSense. And Google's been more fair about this and more polite about this than most of these other companies that try to draw major personalities in. But even then, there is a danger. The danger is that even though they're the hegemon, they've got all the power, they can get bullied around too. You saw, and he alludes to this in his video, Disney and YouTube clearly got bullied by the media into cutting off the spigot of some of this money he was getting for the completely and utterly false claim that he was actually turning into a Nazi because he cracked a couple of off-color jokes. I can respect him for that, for not giving a damn. And then, of course, for flipping off the Wall Street Journal. Good. You definitely should. But you should also, if you're one of his fans, and since my last video on this was trending, maybe this one will take off too, go to Salon and ream them a little bit, because they just posted an article like 15 minutes ago or something by now on the topic. Oh, he's getting what he deserves. Fucking Nazi and stuff like that. Being liberal, of course, decided to weigh in, and Business Insider weighed in. These are smaller, like, alt-light media groups. Not alt-right in the sense of like alt-right, alt-light. I'm not using that term. I mean like the alternative media light. Like somewhere, the missing link between the true underground alternative media and the lamestream media are all of these slightly older guard groups that have become corporate, but they're not part of the same primordial TV era corporate complex. They're internet homegrown. They've been compromised and corrupted over time, but they're apart from like the CNNs and MSNBCs at least. That's what he should do. Go on another attack against the media groups. You can't go wrong. Nobody likes the media. Even people, even when they agree with what the media is saying, they question it now. By the way, 10 years ago, oh, hell if you could get somebody to question what the bullshit newspapers were saying. Or what some idiot talking head, left, right, or center on TV was saying. Now that's all dying off. Nobody cares about that anymore. Corporate entertainment takes them $100 million to produce some fucking movie that, you know, might not even build a return. And then somebody else is making millions of dollars by putting up YouTube videos. I think there's a difference in the amount of efficiency between these two sides. I think there's a little bit of a discrepancy here. That would be my suggestion to him. But no, I predict as well, for a second time, I think he'll keep doing it because it's lucrative. It gets him attention. It gets him money. And he's actually having an impact. He's actually, instead of just being, oh, that goofy Swedish dude that makes random YouTube videos, he can actually make a difference. He's already got the platform size to do so. He could turn literally millions of people that right now are, you know, maybe more, you know, accepting of what they see on TV, or they're ambivalent, they don't care, so could turn them into essentially shock troops against the lamestream media. Oh, it'd be funny. It'd legions and legions of people rampaging at him online. Now, that would just cause them to use that as another excuse. Oh, the Nazis have come. The Nazis are trying to stop our glorious news network that's been lying to people for 40 years. Oh, no, we need more censorship. We need to get him off YouTube because he's Hitler. Or something like that. But I don't think it'd work. I don't think YouTube's willing to go... They maybe cut him off YouTube Red series stuff. But are they going to dump his channel? Oh man, I certainly would stand up for him if they did that. He's done nothing wrong. He's done nothing flaggable, certainly. What the fuck? Watch his videos. They're just goofy. He's not even taking life seriously, and they're proclaiming him to be the next Goebbels or something like that. It's like, are you people fucking... What are you smoking? I assume that all their corporate offices got moved to Colorado or Washington State at this point. That's what I have to assume. I have to keep making videos about this. I'd much rather be talking about something that's more personally entertaining to me, but I can't do it because, I mean, I'm having to rise in defense of somebody who's got 50 million plus subscribers, who has literally almost never made any real political content whatsoever, and yet he's being gone after by a bunch of media groups. They're like circling him like wolves, saying censorship now, censorship forever. They're the ones that more closely resemble like Hitler-esque to me, or fascist-esque to me. They're the ones rambling about state needs to do something about this. Look at the Nazis are loose online. There are Nazis everywhere. Everybody's a Nazi. You know, I don't care. They're, you know, if they got wind of the sort of... I got posted on Gizmodo. They actually had a link to my response to his earlier material there, sort of the attacks on his channel from a day ago. I actually got put on there and then started trending because they had linked me in the article. And they even misconstrued what I was saying. I wasn't saying it was just a business strategy. I'm saying that's the primary reason he's doing it. But now look, it's not just a business strategy anymore, and they're going to keep attacking him. I'll tell you this. He can apologize if he wants. They're going to keep attacking you. You've now rubbed salt in a raw wound on the side of the media. They're hurting right now. They're losing power very quickly in the modern era. They're lashing out at people. They're trying to do as much damage as they can in a desperate gamble to try to maintain some degree of relevancy in an era where they're being completely and utterly displaced. Go on a full frontal attack and ream them. Don't even wait for their response. Don't attack YouTubers or YouTube itself. Leave them alone. Go solely after the media, which is what he did with this video, and good show on him. Because that's the strategy that'll work. You should. Call them what they are. Call them the dying corporate legacy media. Then ask people rhetorically, you really believe what they say? They're multi-million-dollar corporations that have been lying for decades. And I'm just a dude with a webcam. It's as simple as that. And you'll win. It'll be wonderful to watch, too. Oh, I love to see them suffer. I love it when... the funnier part is, he's like sitting there, and he's sort of kind of left, I guess, or apolitical or something. These are all leftist groups attacking him. Breitbart's not attacking him. Drudge isn't attacking him. Some British news group that liked UKIP or BNP or something. They're not the ones attacking him. Over there, I guess it'd be like the Labour or Liberal Democrat supporters. They're the ones attacking him right now and trying to censor him, along with their buddies on this side of the pond. They're the ones attacking you. Go after them. It's not a bunch of actual Nazis doing it. No, the Nazis, the Nazis of the modern era apparently are anti-censorship, don't want to disarm anybody, support black nationalism. What are we talking about here? It's fantastic. It's hilarious. That's about all. Peace out.